G'day guys, Chris here. Today we are talking about statistics and how we use it, a couple of facts about statistics, and just a couple of things we're going to explain in statistics. First, we've got to ask ourselves exactly what is statistics. Statistics is a way for us to gather, analyze, and interpret sets of data. We use it for larger sets of data normally to make interpretations there and predictions. For example, if we want to count the amount of blades of grass in a square meter, it's very hard to physically go and count all the great blades of grass. You'll last about 2 seconds and then give up. What we can do is we can take a small 10 centimeter squared, count the blades of grass in that area, and then make an inference into a larger data set, which is the square meter, by multiplying it. For example, if we count 200 there, we can multiply it and come to whatever multiplication we need to do to make an inference of how many blades of grass there will be in a square meter by determining how many blocks of 10 centimeter squares we will have in that meter, which will then be 20,000, give or take. So then we have to ask us, that is the difference also of one of our next questions, is what is the distribution versus probability distribution. So distribution is just how often something occurs. So if you are sitting outside your house, how often does a vehicle come past? By counting it daily over a period of time, we get a data set. After a time, we can make an inference of how many cars will come past in what amount of time. And that will give us the frequency. So we can determine a frequency is how often will something occur. How many times will the car come past, and a frequency, how many blades of grass there will be in a larger field, in various fields, not in just the one that we wanted the information on. Data sets are also that we interpret by using a mean, median, and a mode. So that brings us to the various data sets that we interpret. We can use frequency, we can use mean, median, mode. We can use measures of variability. What is the variation that can occur? So mean, median, mode will be your measures of central tendency, measures of variability or spread we can use, as well as the frequency distribution. So let's first determine for ourselves what exactly is the mean. So the mean is if you have a sample of data sets, you add all the numbers together that we have received, and you divide it by the quantity. That will give us a mean of a specific data set. So it will be calculating the average essentially. Whereas the median, if you have a large number of data sets, it will be the number that sits exactly in the middle. Not below, not above, exactly in the middle. Whereas the mode is the most common number that occurs. So you have a large data set, but a certain number will occur more than any other number, and that would be our mode. So that is how we interpret those. Then we've got to ask ourselves, what is the measure between frequency and measures of central tendency? So the frequency will be the percentage of how much something occurs. It's the percentage. So many percent of the time a white car comes past. If you're sitting counting cars, so many percent of the time a blue car. So it would be the repetition of a certain data set that you have measured. So a factor of a certain item. Guys, thank you for listening. I hope some of the concepts I could explain a bit better to you, and have a good day.